Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be doing another reaction video. So over here, so you guys can see me. So I'm here in our room, so I just want to tell you guys, shout out to this YouTube channel, Be Amazed, and so I'm going to be trying to react to the strangest planets ever discovered in outer space. So, probably known other things, but yeah. Let's see.
The universe is a vast and a seemingly infinite place. With each passing day, scientists and astronomers discover new celestial objects and planets that greatly astound us with their unique and unusual characteristics. From planets made entirely of diamonds, to planets with a similar makeup of our own planet Earth, here are the top 10 strangest planets discovered in space. Number 10, GJ1214b. Discovered back in 2009, GJ1214b is a planet that has a rather interesting makeup due to it being covered entirely in water, shrouded in a thick, steamy atmosphere. This is why scientists named it the Steamy Water World. The planet is basically composed of one big ocean with very limited amounts of landmass, making it an inhabitable planet for human beings. Its ocean, however, is not in any way similar to the oceans found in our planet. That's because the planet's steamy atmosphere and intense gravitational pressure coming from its core causes its waters to achieve a form of hot ice called Ice 7. Now, this is not the same ice you would put in your drinks, as this ice has a strange and unfamiliar consistency, leading scientists to believe that the planet is not suited for biological life. In addition, the fact that it's extremely close to its host star at a distance of 2 million kilometers, it raises the surface temperature up to 200 degrees Celsius. GJ1214b is not one of the places you would want to go for an interplanetary vacation. Number 9, HAT P1b. Located 453 light-years away from us, the extrasolar planet HAT P1b rivals the size of the largest planet of our solar system, Jupiter. While it's technically as large as Jupiter, its total mass is only 60% of Jupiter's, giving it a weight equivalent to a cork ball of the same size. So, if you put the planet in a tub filled with water, the planet would actually float. While nobody can provide a valid explanation as to how it's so large and lightweight at the same time, scientists believe that the planet's size swelled up due to tidal flexing. In other words, orbital energy turns into intense heat, thus causing the planet to grow in size. At the same time, the intense heat makes the planet truly inhabitable. Only time will tell whether this lightweight giant will continue to grow in size in the years to come. Number 8, HD 189773b. Possessing a blue color similar to our planet, you would think that this extrasolar planet is a safe place to live. Looks can be deceiving, however, as this planet holds a terrible secret. This planet rains shards of glass. You see, the planet's blue color does not come from water. Rather, it comes from silicate particles from the clouds, condensed with the planet's atmospheric heat and pressure. This forms glass shards that cover the entire planet, giving it a blue tint similar to our oceans. Combine that with the deadly weather of the planet, with wind speeds measuring up to 2 kilometers per second, and anyone unfortunate enough to be caught in these winds would be sent spinning across the globe with no hope of recovering. Add to this while getting stabbed by shards of glass coming straight at them. Upon discovering this, you could say that the scientists' expectations of finding a planet similar to ours were shattered. Number 7, Tress 2b. With an appearance that is literally darker than black, Tress 2b is the darkest planet ever discovered in the known parts of the universe. Whereas other planets reflect a bit of light from its host star, this planet reflects only 1% of its star light, giving it the appearance of a black hole. This phenomenon is so mysterious, it led some scientists to believe that their initial findings were inaccurate and faulty. Since then, scientists have formulated some hypotheses that could explain the planet's dark color. It may be due to the high concentration of gaseous sodium and titanium oxide found within the planet, or it may be due to the absence of ammonia clouds, which are needed for gas planets like Tress 2b to reflect light. While the hypotheses are quite feasible, some think that the planet harbors a secret that is yet to be discovered. Could it be aliens and their overly advanced technology that's causing this? Who knows? Number 6, CoRot 7b. Located 480 light years away from Earth, the exoplanet CoRot 7b is one of the few planets in the universe that could possibly harbor life due to the planet's Earth-like composition. However, it's still not possible for us humans to live on this planet. The reason? It rains solid rocks. As the planet is tidal locked, in which one side experiences permanent daylight, while the other experiences perpetual nighttime, intense heat produced on the hotter side of the planet causes numerous volcanoes to erupt and launch magma into space. These molten rocks then get flung over to the colder side of the planet where it cools down and falls onto the planet as solid rocks. So, if you manage to land on the planet unscathed, you're basically left with two options: get thoroughly cooked by the intense heat, or get frozen and pelted by solidified magma. Your call. Number 5, Gliese 436b. This is perhaps the most intriguing exoplanet out there, due to one reason alone. It's covered mainly in hot ice. Contradictory as it may sound, it is possible, and Gliese 436b is living proof. While it initially puzzled scientists, they were able to find out that the formation of hot ice is possible due to the planet's unique makeup. Even though this planet is only 6.9 million kilometers away from its host star, which makes the surface heat up to 439 degrees Celsius, the planet's immense gravitational force makes it impossible for the water molecules to evaporate. This results in the molecules bonding together to form a state of ice called Ice 10. Like the previously mentioned Ice 7, this state of ice is unlike the ice we have here on Earth. Even touching it slightly can severely burn you. Safe to say, this planet is a literal representation of the saying, hell freezes over. Number 4, WASP 17b. Just like P1b, the exoplanet WASP 17b belongs to a category called puffy planets, due to it being 19 times the size of Jupiter, but having only half of its mass. That would make it similar in density to polystyrene, but that's not the only thing that makes it unusual. This planet orbits around its host sun in the opposite direction, making it one of the few planets with a retrograde orbit. One explanation for this activity is due to it being close to its sun, as it's only 7 million kilometers away from it. This causes an intense gravitational pull, making it orbit in reverse. This is also the possible explanation as to why the planet is so big, yet lightweight, like P1b. Another theory that scientists came up with is that some planets or stars near it affect its orbit. But this theory is unfounded, and further research is required. However, if this theory is correct, this planet millions of years from now will have its orbit reversed once again, allowing it to orbit around its sun in the proper direction. Number 3, 55 CANCRIT E. Diamonds are amongst the most precious minerals on Earth, but on the exoplanet 55 CANCRIT E, it really isn't that precious or rare, as 1/3 of the planet is made from diamonds. If it was formulated into a single gem, it would be larger than Earth. Assuming the principles of economics didn't exist, it would also be worth around $26.9 million at current diamond prices. That's a 1 with 30 zeros behind it. Amongst the super-Earth category of planets, this one is a rather interesting entry, seeing as its mass is predominantly comprised of carbon, which would explain why diamonds exist on this planet. As you may know, diamonds are formed when carbon is introduced to crystalline materials under intense heat pressure. And with a planetary average temperature of 1726 degrees Celsius, it's no surprise why diamonds make up 1/3 of the planet. As it's mostly made up of diamonds, it's truly a sight to behold, as the diamonds give the planet a luminescent blue glow that will surely grab your attention. However, as it's 40 light years away from Earth, you can only admire its beauty by using a powerful telescope. Number 2, Gliese 581c. While there are tons of Earth-like planets out there, the planet Gliese 581c is a prime candidate for the most Earth-like.
If you guys want another video for video 2, Earth-like planets, let me know in the comments down below, guys.
Planet at the moment, having initial temperatures similar to ours at 0 to 40 degrees Celsius, as well as supporting liquid water. It's one of the few planets in the known universe that could harbor life. However, More recent studies show that habitable zones are very limited on this planet, as the composition and thickness of the atmosphere greatly differs among different parts of the planet. Still, the discovery of this planet is a major breakthrough, as this planet may serve as proof that there are other planets out there that support life forms such as our own. Gliese 581c is also comparable to a recently discovered exoplanet, Kepler 438b, which also has Earth-like properties. Both planets are located in their host star's habitable zone, enabling liquid water to flow within the planet. Not only that, both planets are shown to have rocky surfaces and oceans, both of which are needed for a planet to become habitable. Still, more research needs to be done on these planets, as one of them needs to meet specific requirements in order for any of them to be truly habitable for us living beings. Number 1, J1407b. If you think Saturn's rings are magnificent, then you'll marvel at the beauty of the rings of the exoplanet J1407b. It possesses rings that are roughly 200 times larger than the rings of Saturn. Dubbed as the Super Saturn, J1407b is located 433.8 light-years away from our solar system. This magnificent planet has more than 30 rings circling it, each of them spanning up to hundreds of millions of kilometers in diameter. In fact, if you were to replace the rings of Saturn with the rings of J1407b, we would be able to clearly see its rings during the nighttime, as it would be more visible than a full moon. According to astronomers, these rings are slowly forming into exomoons, a celestial process that is basically foreign to our solar system. As years go by, astronomers predict that these rings will eventually dissipate and disappear millions of years from now, forming several exomoons that will orbit around J1407b. For now, the rings of this planet will stay for several thousands of years. Maybe during that time, we'll have the technology sufficient enough for us to travel to J1407b and gaze upon its wondrous rings up close.
Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to subscribe and like, turn on notifications. Guys, want more of reaction videos? Let me know in the comments down below if you guys want me to watch Earth-like planets in the universe. So, yeah. See you guys next time. Peace.